So today's session is about unlocking the power of AI and how it can help you in your small business. So the first little bit, I'll just tell you a little bit about AI. I won't go into all the nitty gritty because it's a bit boring, but the fun bit is actually using it. So AI is a branch of computer science, and it's development of intelligent machines that can do things for us. It can help your business with processes, increase efficiency and reduce costs, and it can help automate tasks such as an example, customer service, data entry, data analysis, marketing and things like that. AI, the first people started thinking about AI right back in 1950. They had this big dream that they'd like it to happen, but over time it surged in the 90s, but recently in the last even few months has gone wild. And there's machine learning, there's natural learning, and there are other sorts of learning for AI as well, but they're not as well known. The misconceptions that it will replace all humans. It might replace, in my opinion, the jobs that currently exist, but it will create different jobs. And that's still yet to be seen. But as we're learning more and more, it's interesting to see what is going to be automated. Just to be, AI is not always accurate. So just because it's pulling data from the internet from millions and millions of sources doesn't mean it's accurate. So people getting caught up just, oh, I'll just use it and I'll produce this assignment or this project. But if you don't actually understand it, you could be actually submitting incorrect information. So you still have to know your topic and things like that. But I'll show you some examples in a while. And like most things, it's only as good as the data on which it's trained. So if you put dumb in, dumb comes out, basically.
And Rochelle, where would the data be pulled from that AI uses to create?
So the most common, well, the big one at the moment, and I'll show you some examples soon, is called Chat GPT. And that has been used, basically data that's on the internet and data fed from books, internet, and worldwide knowledge, basically, and it's all been loaded on that. And the way that it works is that it says, well, normally when somebody says this is what they say after it. So it's not that it's thinking specifically, it's learning how humans have written and spoken in the past and trying to mimic that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but the examples will help you know a bit more.
Thank you.
So a bit about me. I own Oshi Did, and I help people with websites, social media, and AI. And I'm also a board director and a company secretary for a community bank. And my background is in IT, processing workflows, payroll, human resources, so quite a variety of areas. I'm a wife and I have 2 boys, teenager and nearly teenager. I'm a foster cat mum. So I look after cats and kittens, and I love to travel and have lived and worked overseas and traveled an awful lot. I love tech, and I love to share and teach what I know about tech as well. I'm also the treasurer at the local Scouts group, so I get involved with that because my boys are part of that. And I also ad hoc help out with a bit of project management for a building company. So quite a variety of things there.
It certainly is.
Now, what can AI do for your business? It can help improve processes, increase efficiency, help with things such as data entry, document processing, customer support, content ideas and creation. That's what I use it mostly for at the moment, because it just gets you over that line instead of staring at a blank page. It can help with data analysis to help make informed decisions for your business. And if you think of business with a lot of data, it can help you make informed decisions because you've got that data, and it can help you analyze that and look at patterns and preferences. What if you sell things online and one person buys this, and then most people that buy this item A generally buy item B together. So you know that might be a good thing that you could bundle together. So it's using that knowledge. It can suggest improvements, it can streamline things and help reduce costs in certain ways because it saves time. All right, the future of AI, well, it's rapidly evolving, and we're not talking each year, we're talking each day. Every time I look online, something has changed. So it's quite hard to keep up with because it's moving so fast, and there's so much information and so many things being developed, and it's actually quite overwhelming. So what I'm trying to do is help people not have to deal with that overwhelm, and just giving them a few things to work on at a time instead of not really knowing where to start. Now, the future, from my point of view and from what I've read and researched, it's all about data. The businesses that have data are the ones that are going to succeed, because the data will show the trends and the ways the businesses work. And the more data businesses have and the more they use that data, that's how their businesses will grow. But the other thing is, I think people need to stay up to date, even if they don't use it specifically in their business, or they only use a small portion of it in their business. I think that I have a helper who just walked in front of me.
Oh, look at this. Beautiful.
This is Kitten. This is Splotch. Move out the way. She's 5 months old. We need to stay up to date. And I think people go, oh, I don't want anything to do with it. But I think people need to at least have a basic understanding, because you can't sort of just bury your head in the sand. It's kind of like when the internet started. Oh, I don't want anything to do with that. Well, you're not going to be able to do much without it.
Yeah. Rochelle, when you say the data, does it refer to numbers itself, or what covers data that people need to...
Data could be anything. It could be your financials, but it's also tracking things like what people's, like you think in your business, like if you look at your candle business, like this vanilla, say, scent, is the most popular. And when people buy that, they also buy this.
Okay.
And analysing that. And there may be that, oh, well, you might be able to analyse that people need them filled every 3 months or whatever the time period is, because then you could set up things like automatic refills or things like that for them at a set period of time. So it could be any data or any information about your business that helps you make informed decisions to grow your business in the future. And AI is expected to play a more increasing and important role in all industries and our daily lives. As it advances, there's also the issue of the ethical concerns, and it requires legislation. And even in the last month in the US and Europe, they've had big conferences and state and national and international gatherings of people trying to look at AI and trying to actually slow it down, because there's no regulation around it and what you can and can't do with it. And so the ethical part comes is what's acceptable use, and also plagiarism and all those sorts of things that are big topic, a whole nother topic. But just be aware that that's probably one of the big concerns about it. Okay, now what I'm going to show you is 2 tools as examples, so you can have a play with them. So the first one I'm going to show you is Chat GPT, and the second one is MidJourney. Now, with all these new softwares, there's a new role being created, and it's called a prompt engineer or prompt engineering. And what that means is how you write the questions to the technology. So I'll show you the examples and how that means. But just for example, we start with Chat GPT. It's an open AI, which is kind of like it's an open source, how do I explain it? Like, so people can use that to develop their own products as well. So the database that runs Chat GPT, people can use that data for a fee, obviously, and make their own products as well. And that's why there's so many new products all of a sudden appeared. And it can, so Chat GPT can generate human-like responses from text inputs. So I ask it a question or tell it to write me something, and it will produce it. Just some examples, probably in most businesses, things like generate ideas for blog posts, social media, and other content, which is really good when you get stuck or stumped, you know, give me some ideas for this or that. And MidJourney is a text to image generator. So you type in what you want and it will create you some images. So this little little lady, this little robot here, my green robot, she was created with MidJourney.
Really?
Yeah, because I said I wanted, because it's green, you know, my branding, I said I want a female tech person, robot, something. I can't remember the exact prompts I put in.
It looks very beautiful. I was going to ask you how you created that. So
yeah, that's where that came from. So that's from, there are other softwares as well, but that one was called, this one is MidJourney. So I think what we'll do next, I'll show you how to use Chat GPT. And Chat GPT, the website is openai.com, and you can get a free account. I'll show you the page in a second. And I'll go through. Now, I still only use the free version.
Yeah.
There is paid options which have a few more benefits. One of the main benefits being not so bad here in Australia because we're opposite to America, but sometimes their servers get so busy it says it can't help you at the moment.
Oh, wow.
When you ask it some questions. But I've only usually had that in the evening here when North America and that part of the world are just waking up in the morning. But, you know, for most of the time here, I've not had an issue. Whereas if you pay for the paid option, you get guaranteed access. All right, now let me just see if I can change my screen to this one. Aha. All right, so this, can you see that little dots moving all around?
Yes.
Yep, cool. So this is the Chat GPT page. So that's the openai.com. And you can go to sign up here.
Yep.
And you can just create yourself an account. Now, once you get in, OpenAI has a few products, but we're going to look at the Chat GPT.
Okay, so you always go through, or is there like a shortcut once you have an account, you can go straight to Chat GPT, or do you always have to go?
You can just Google log in to Chat GPT, but generally it still takes you back to that main page.
Okay.
And then you can click on that. So I've obviously already got an account. So just ignore all these things on the screen, or let's just actually turn those off because they're not standard. That's something else that I've been playing with.
Once you get started, it's hard to let go of all of the excitement, right?
It is. And so this is the standard Chat GPT page. So so basically it says there's some examples like explain quantum computing in simple terms. So it would give you an explanation.
Oh, wow.
What it can do, allow user to provide follow-up corrections, blah, blah. But I'll show you. The limitations is that occasionally you'll get incorrect information and occasionally it may produce harmful instructions or biased content because it depends where it's pulling. Now, the data that this is written on was up to October 21.
Okay.
So if you're asking it something about that's happened last month, it probably won't know.
Okay.
But with the paid version, and maybe this one eventually, there are plugins to start connecting it to the internet. So you can actually ask it for information. It will use its data source and the internet, and it will actually give you the reference from the internet of where it found that information.
Oh, okay.
So down the bottom is what you ask it. On the left is all the things that I have
asked
it to do in the past.
So you keep a library of it.
Sorry?
It keeps a library for you of the themes that you have recently explored.
So, but what I'll do, I'll give you a couple examples and then you can see just the types of things that it can do. So what I'm going to say to ChatGPT is you are a florist and a florist shop owner. So sometimes if you want him to write something, you want him to know a bit of the background. Because if you just ask, so what I want to do is help them come up with some blog post titles for me.
Oh, yes.
But if it doesn't know what my business is, it's going to find that very difficult. So I'm going to say you're a florist and a florist shop owner, and we are going to create some content for my website. And it knows spelling as well.
Cool.
So, and then it says, that's great. I'd be happy to create things for you. Oh, so it's already started producing some stuff for me.
Wow.
Here's some topics to include, but I'm just going to stop generating that. But you can, that's because that's not specifically what I was after. But so what I want to say is generate for me 10 SEO optimized. You know what SEO is, don't you?
Small
search engine optimized. So it's good for, it means it's good for being found, basically.
So what would you ask? You ask for 10
generate me 10 SEO optimized. I can send you the recording of this too later.
That would be great. Thanks.
Generate for me 10 SEO optimized friendly blog post titles about flowers, and we're going to say not just in general but for Valentine's Day, because they want to draw some traffic. So, and also it's American spelling, so it's trying to tell me this is a spelling error because it wants to put Z's in there, but that's fine. It knows. Okay, certainly here are 10 optimized posts for Valentine's Day. Some examples: from roses to lilies, exploring unique flowers options for Valentine's Day, choosing the right colors, the psychology of Valentine's Day flowers, blah blah blah. So if you go, well, sustainable, so say we want to look at this sustainable one, what we can do if we want to stay on that sustainable track, we can say create more like this, and I copied that sustainable, so I've pasted that in there. Create more like this sustainable Valentine's Day, blah blah blah. And then it will give me 10 more, but sort of more eco-sustainable type posts. So you can keep talking to it and refining it to get what you want.
It's the perfect partner, Rochelle.
It is. And you know, like, well, for me especially, because I have clients and that I do their social media, sometimes my brain just doesn't have enough power to think of more ideas, or
I can imagine, and
you know what I mean. And so I can actually research industries for that specific client, or come up with some topics and things. Even, you know, this is to do with blog posts, but you can do the same sort of thing for social media and things like that. If you want to talk about a specific topic, you can ask it to help create some social media, posts and things like that.
I guess for everything that you asked the question for, if it's now for your business, which it mainly would be used for, you would want to know who your avatar is, right? Because without that, you're aiming at everyone.
Correct. Really, yeah. So if you can give the right context and information, you're going to get a much better answer than just a generic.
Yeah. And for that, you will have to know your avatar first. So maybe there could be some research.
It can help you work on that, like, as well. Like, you know, you could put in like, generally my clients are this and this, you know, what's some targeting I could do for, you know, what sort of marketing could I do for this, or what sort of social posting could I do for this. So
reverse the question pretty much. Whatever you got, say this is what I got. Now work your magic. Create something.
Like even I had to write an email to somebody for a client about somebody that hadn't done the job as they should have.
Yeah.
And I knew what I had to say, but when I'm a bit like that, I could be a bit blunt.
Yes.
And it probably doesn't come across the best,
It could
especially when I was writing
be
it.
okay for the right person, but some people could get offended.
So I said, I need to tell this person that they haven't completed the job, so they're not getting paid till it is done. So bad luck, you know. But it wrote me this lovely email.
Also, we both have an ability now to speak a bit softer. Good. Okay, cool.
So I'll just follow through with this. So let's pick nature's love language incorporating sustainable flowers. Let's just pick that.
Wow.
Just as an idea. So write me.
I love it.
Post on this. Now, with the free version, I think it only does up to 600 or 700 words. If with the paid one, I think it will do up to 5,000. But the way to do it, if you wanted just using the free version, which is what I do, you could actually take each topic and say, choose local flowers grown, and put that down the bottom and say, expand on this. And then it will give you each, you know, you do it chunk by chunk. But, you know, like, here's a bit of a, choose locally grown flowers, embrace organic blooms, sustainable flower packaging, fair trade, printable, blah, 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 or plantable blooms. So, but what I, you know, as an example, you could say, you can change the tone in which people speak. You could say, make it more friendly, make it more formal, make it a...
Oh, wow, really?
Official document. Look at this, right? So what I've just asked it is to write it in Shakespearean talk.
Wow.
Valentine's Day, a time for merit and love's sweet sway, beckons us to express devotion through nature's blooms, transcend the ordinary, embracing sustainability while adorning our festivities, blah, blah, blah. So
I guess that's where your branding comes in, who you are. Like for me, it would look a bit funny if I became very serious right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and to get to know who you are and things like that. Now, in this version, once you're in the same chat, it assumes all this knowledge about you and your business. If you start a new chat,
you start again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's why if you've got some, you know, the beginning where I talked about being a florist and all of that, if you save that elsewhere, some of the new versions I think that are coming in, you can get, so with the paid one, you can get plugins, sort of like a website, you can get plugins, and some of those you can save standard used questions or standard bios or things like that, and you can copy and paste. But in the meantime, you could just put your standard things on Word and copy them over, and you could say, write this in a friendly tone, rewrite in a friendly...
Rochelle, what do they mean by plugins?
Okay, plugin is like an app, really. So for a website, they use the term plugins. So it's an additional feature that can be added. So say you've got your website and you want to add in the feature of your Instagram feed across the bottom, so all your images come in. You add a specific plugin to that, and then that allows that website to do that feature. So in Chat GPT, this is the standard. Well, this is the standard free. If you pay, you get a bit more. But then on top of that, you can get these extra things which together do more.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't worry too much. I'd be just concentrating on the free one and just using it. And the more you use it, the more, you can learn.
And with those, whatever you produce now, would you feel comfortable to copy and paste it right over there, or will you now edit it to your liking after that? Because I'm concerned about copyright and all of that jazz.
Correct. There are some softwares that can check for copywriting, but I always use it as a basis and put my own, because some of the words I may never use, like it just wouldn't sound like me and, you know, your brand and that, but I use it as a basis. So even, you know, for breaking up the blog post, that's great that it's broken down into those sections. But I would probably, in 99% of the cases, I would not copy and paste specifically. I would copy and paste it. So what you do, you just copy it and paste it like onto a Word document. So and then if you just paste it directly, it's going to put it in a little table, but you can go copy, paste, and then there's the option to put it in plain text, I think. But some people are, but Google hasn't, you know, like Google search and that, like if you're putting it on websites and that it's not been decided whether they're going to penalize that or.
Oh, okay.
So
but even if
I would always edit it.
Yeah, even if you just add bits and pieces, then it's already not as the original, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then like you say, always look for the SEO optimized like key that always in so that you get a high ranking. I have actually not thought of that.
Yeah.
That it can identify.
Yeah. Oh, so what I was going to do next was, so I'm just trying to show the whole flow. So you want to do a blog post and you want to get the idea. So now I want to create 10 social media posts about this blog. So you don't want to be redoing the content. So you want to have like your main content. Like we could have started this as give me an outline for a YouTube video, and that could have been your source.
Yep.
And then you could do, give me some social media posts, and then you can point them to that, or you can point them to your blog, or you can point them. So don't try and reinvent the whole wheel for everything. Try and so if you're doing a blog post and you're about Valentine's Day, get it to do the social media posts, and in a minute I'll get it to write a newsletter or a paragraph for a newsletter to send out as well. So it's using all that same content.
Yep.
So the other thing,
you ideally want to create lots of content in the beginning, which could be the blog post, and then as you are doing now, just repurpose them for different mediums.
And the other thing that you could do is if you've taken that off there, that blog post, and rewritten it, you can paste that back in there and say, using this updated version, give me 10 social media posts. So then it's using content.
So you don't do it yourself, you just let the machine work.
Yeah. Wow. I would still edit these social media posts, but they're good, you know, sometimes just to think, like, love and sustainability go hand in hand. Discover ways to incorporate eco-friendly floral choices in Valentine's Day. Read our blog, blah, blah, blah. And it gives you a couple hashtag suggestions, and it says, in brackets, says link to blog posts. So if you've got a website and you've got a post on there, or a YouTube video or something, you could put a link in there to that if you wanted, and format it however you like. But it just gives you, here, obviously, roses are red, violets are blue, and sustainability is our pledge too. Oh yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, very cool. So with the blogs, what's the numbers, like the word count, about 500 to 700, or what is your usual?
Yeah, an in-depth one could be a few thousand, but generally I would say under about 600 be an average for me. Yeah. Okay. So it just depends what you're trying to get across, because some things 600 words is plenty, but some things 600 words, if it's an in-depth type thing, it's not going to cut it. No, there's a whole, you know, if you're trying to explain something more complex, you're going to need a lot more. And the thing with blog posts, not everyone will read them, but on a website, what it actually does, it builds up with Google and with people, but with Google, it builds up, if you've got some really good content in there, it builds up a bit of trust, and not that you do know what you're talking about. You know, and if it's just constant update over time, because some people build a website and nothing, and they think great, but it's something that should be evolving. And even content in the background, it's not necessarily, it is for people, but it's also for Google. Yes. That it knows that you know what you're talking about, and that you're like an authority on the specific topic.
How often would you traditionally post a blog on your website, Rochelle?
I've been very hit and miss. Okay, yeah. But I would like to do one a couple of months, but
not more frequent, not like once a week.
Well, I'd like to, but I'm going to try for fortnightly. I don't want to push my luck too much, because I don't want to feel like I failed.
Yeah, I understand where you're going with that, you know, and for me, it's often that I'm right at the beginning, I have all these ideas, and it's never for lack of ideas, but then to keep up with all the timing and to put it out there and to just like not overwhelm the audience, but also to slice it up into pieces, because sometimes you give them too much in one post or
overwhelm.
Mm.
And I guess one thing to think about is batching. So the other day I was in here and I had all these brainwave ideas for blog posts and topics and things. So I've created the basis for all of these and I've put them in Word and I've got them all sitting in a folder. So I've got the raw data
Nice.
ready to work on, if that makes sense. And then I can, at least I've got a starting point.
Yeah. And do you include photos or links or videos into your blog posts, or would you?
Yeah. So sometimes I put videos in there, like because I have a YouTube channel, I'm trying to put more on there as well. But and link it all, like make a web of your knowledge linking, you know,
together.
and if you've got a course or an affiliate link or something, link to that as well.
Yeah. And as for the YouTube channel, like when you link, you said you link the blog to that, or you link like would you read out the blog then and leave it on a YouTube channel, or how would you do
I
that?
probably wouldn't read it out on a YouTube channel, but you could like more a conversation like this that we're having, you know, I might put this on YouTube type of thing, because it's good learning for other people that couldn't come or might find me online or things like that. But probably in there, I would link to some of my products or services and my website and things like that. So I try and get through traffic. Whereas from the website, you might say, oh, I did a blog post about that. That might be beneficial. Here's the link. Or, oh, I wrote another blog post about actually how to schedule your social media using a planner or something. Here's the link. You know, you might have been talking about this topic, but it may relate to another topic. So even within your own website, point them back to a previous, this may help you as well. Okay.
And do the blog posts in entirety actually sit on the website, or is it like a link that you put on the website? That
the website.
It sits on the website.
Yeah. Okay. So in all platforms. So I use WordPress, and so there's actually a post section in every WordPress platform, and they're all in there.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So while we're just on this Valentine's florist thing, I'll just show you one more thing, and you can put in here. So write me a newsletter.
No way. Newsletter.
Including this, including a summary of this post or something. Love is in the air and Valentine's just around the corner this year. Let's express our affection and make a positive impact on the environment. In this newsletter, we'll bring you exciting insights on incorporating sustainable flowers, blah, blah, blah. So it's actually put a fair bit in there. You could say, oh, reduce that down to one paragraph. So if I want to say, oh, reduce paragraph. So you want it shorter. You can sort of tell it to compact it down a bit, and it will just give a summary. Wow. So it's taken the liberty of going, oh, use this voucher and you get 15% off, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's just giving you some ideas. And that's why it's so important to read and edit it for yourself. Because if you just go paste that on your page, people are going to be expecting a 15% discount, you know, that type of thing. So, and you can go on and on and on. And as I said, even if you've copied it out and rewritten it or edited it to your own, put it back in there and say, now write me the blog post. Oh, sorry, now write me titles. Now write me social media posts. Now write me a newsletter, those types of things. Wow. I didn't actually think of that, to do it that way around as well. Yeah. But you can just go. Or even if you've got an existing piece of content and you want to think of other ways that you could rewrite it, or you know, target a different type of audience with that same core content, or it's endless. It's a bit that's the thing, you know, and that's really where your avatar, where I'm always saying I'm a little bit out with including a lot of people rather than not enough. But now I'm thinking, is it because I want to
offer lots of different things, but sometimes it's better to narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah, and even if you started narrowed down, like once, you know, like say you narrow it down to one type of service. If you're talking about not your candle business, the other one, you could narrow it down to one type of service and then make that the introductory service. But then if there's other things that you can do, well, once they're a client and they've worked with you, then there may be the opportunity to assist with other things. Just
because you know how we tailor the social message, whether it be a post or whatever service we use, and we tailor to the audience that is gonna be our perfect client. Very excited about this, Rochelle. And we can be very great at writing all under the sun, but then, like for me especially, that compacting, you know, to bring it down to, because no one wants to read on and on. You just want to, okay, this is what, and then if you want to read more, there's obviously the section where you can say read more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what the blog posts, I guess, are about. Like, because then in your social media and your marketing and that, you can just use little snippets of it. And if people want to read more, they can. But you don't need to write an essay on social media.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. If you just do like a screenshot or whatever, like of a section or a word, and then for more, check out blog, blah, blah, blah.
So can you see I'm back on my little robot lady?
Yeah, she's amazing. I love that image.
I think she's cute.
She looks very clever, and she's from the future.
Yeah, I mean, between my imagination and the program, that's what we what we came up with.
Really good, and I love that she's like that green. It's so wonderful. Yeah. So this is MidJourney now.
So this is MidJourney. Now you can get up for free up to 25 images.
Okay. Is it 25 images all up, right?
Yeah.
Not a month or a year.
No, just a one-off. Yeah. Now the way MidJourney works, have you heard of Discord? I
have not.
So you actually need a Discord account. I'll show you in a sec. To access this. Discord is kind of like a chat program, basically, chat communication program. And through there, this MidJourney, it's called a bot, sits in there, and that's where you operate it from.
Okay.
To give an access.
And then Vita group. Okay, cool. Yep.
All right. So as I said before, it's not perfect. So I put a prompt in, an adult woman, about 50 years of age, fair, wavy, medium long hair, green blue eyes, friendly laugh, sitting at a laptop teaching AI. And this is what I got.
Oh, wow.
So that was a fail. So you're not always going to get what you want. So you have to think of different ways to say things and do things
Is this to create your doll?
Sorry?
Is that to create your AI doll, or is that just something different?
That was something, because that was something just about me, roughly. I thought, oh, what creative, I kind of describe parts of me, and that's what I got.
Yeah.
So it obviously I don't know. This is a very old looking 50-year-old. This one's looking like a man.
They all had interesting lives, Michelle.
Yeah, tough life.
Tough life. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
All right. So, but I haven't got it here, but I did actually do one of me as a superhero, and it came out really nice.
Oh, cool.
Kind of like Wonder Woman, but you know.
Oh my
mature Wonder Woman. It was quite nice.
Nice.
Now we want
downloads the image and then you can use it. Yeah. Or is there there's no
you can download it and use it.
Where would you use it? Like, would you use it like the doll?
Sorry?
Would you use it like the doll that you created, or
yeah, social media, or put on your website, or
okay.
Now can you see MidJourney with little?
Yep.
So midjourney.com is the homepage.
Midjourney.com, yep.
And down the bottom right hand, it says join the beta, because it's still being developed, but it still does the job for you. So that's where you go down the bottom here to join. And it's going to jump straight into MidJourney, because I've got a MidJourney. Sorry, it's going to try and jump straight into Discord because I have a Discord account. So set up a Discord account and then MidJourney will just link straight over.
Is it like when you go to OpenAI and then you go to Chat GPT, this one you have to go to what is it called? Discord, and then it goes to MidJourney. Okay.
Yeah. So in my this is my Discord account. You can have other things in your Discord account as well. On the left here, this is what you'll see for the free version. Oh no, not that one. Where are we? Too many different things open. MidJourney bot. All right, so this is my MidJourney. Now, with my MidJourney, because I've got a paid account, these images are all mine. Whereas if you have a trial account or the free one, yours are muddled in with everyone else's.
Oh, okay. So you have to
find yours
look
within
for your name.
Yeah. So let's just and to write in here, you do \imagine. And then you tell it what you want. See down the bottom here?
Yeah.
So
what did you do? \imagine
and imagine.com? No, just \imagine.
Imagine,
and
yeah.
The box down the bottom that says prompt will pop up, and then you type your prompt in there. And so the example I've used before is tuxedo cat, because I've got the cats here. With black background image, background. Inspired by Vincent van Gogh's artwork.
So you try to be specific as possible to get the best outcome.
Yeah. Oh, so do you know Vincent van Gogh, The Starry Night? Well, you probably will when you see this.
The Starry Night.
Yeah, and then enter. And so what it does, it says it's waiting to start, and it will work in the background and start generating. It takes a few minutes. So
does it always give you a few images, or?
It gives you 4 each time.
Okay.
So like this one here, I told it, all I said was tuxedo cat at a wedding. And it did those 4.
Wow.
This one up here, I did steampunk tuxedo cat in space, and I got these 4 options.
Wow. And the system paints it or draws it?
Yeah, we'll just see if this has started yet. Oh yeah, it's still going. Oh yeah, done. So click on here. These are the 4 options it gave me.
Wow.
So you can see on the left, the 2 left images are the Vincent van Gogh, that swirly sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just.
Wow.
And these ones I've got the stars. So what you could do underneath those 4 images, see this blue button. If you click on that again, if you don't like any of those 4, it will regenerate and give you 4 different ones.
Wow. And so when you said you get 25 free images, is that 4 of them now? Or is that 1?
That's 1.
Okay, cool.
But if you want one of those specifically, so say I like number 3, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. If I like number 3, see that it says U3, upscale 3.
Yeah.
Which means it will make a bigger version, and then it will download. So then you get the individual image that will be classed as another image.
Ah.
So then you get that.
So
because when the 4 are together, they're smaller resolution, and then this bigger one, and then you can right mouse save image as and put it in a folder somewhere.
But you couldn't do that with the 4 before, right? That you
could. Oh yes, you can still do that. Oh no, you've got to do them individually. Okay. But what you can do, if you click on here and then you use a snipping tool.
Oh yes.
You can just snip them out and.
Clever. There's always a way, hey?
Yeah.
But the resolution won't be the same as you mentioned.
So when you upscale it, the resolution's big. If you were going to print it, I would probably put it in some program and see what the resolution was, because it might look fine here, but if you wanted to make it bigger, you can increase the resolution of images to make them.
This is crazy, Rochelle.
Yeah, and that's the point of the whole workshop, is just to show the type of things. This is just simply 2 products out of probably hundreds of thousands that are available now.
Wow.
OpenAI is one of the biggest, and it's taken off bigger than social media, and people are predicting this whole AI is going to be bigger than the evolution of the internet. You know, it's
it looks like it.
Yeah,
I'm just amazed what it can create from the sources it uses.
Yeah. And even in that Chat GPT, you know, like I know a tiny bit of coding, you know, for websites and stuff, only a little bit, but it can help you write the code. Or if you write some like computer code and you don't understand, or it's not working, you can put that in there and say, I'm trying to do this, why is this not working? And it will tell you where the problem in the code is.
So it's like a little Google machine, but bigger.
Yeah, bigger and yeah. More. Do you have any more questions? I know you've been asking them throughout, but
yeah, otherwise I don't remember. No, I guess I'm gonna have a play with that.
And that's
I guess with the reverse engineering, I didn't think of that. I just thought I asked a question, gives me a result, but then it was really helpful that you said you can then take, let's say, if it creates a blog post, you rewritten it, or I rewritten it in the way that I want to, like present it, and then put it back in and break it up into, let's say, 10 different social media posts or wherever you want to repurpose it, and get ideas for that.
And even if you've, like, as I mentioned, the email, like if you draft out, I want to tell them this, and I want to say this, and I want to say this, and I want to say it in a firm but friendly tone, or in a strong,
that sounds good.
Or whatever, you know, whatever message you're trying to portray, and then see what it comes up with, you know.
Yeah. And I guess
yeah, just some of the words it suggests are really good that you wouldn't think of using and stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine. No, that's really helpful, Rochelle.
Yeah, good.
The main thing. But no, that was super cool. I feel very honored and privileged to be your
my guest.
listener and guest today. Yes. So what have you got here?
So I'll show you what I'm planning on doing. So I'm planning on starting what's called the Tech Ease Club, to make tech easy. And it'll be step-by-step training and resources for small business owners. And at the moment, the plan is that I'll have a monthly masterclass on a specific topic that can be implemented in your business straight away. So something that people can do. There'll be step-by-step videos, workbooks, checklists as required. And if it's something that I don't have a speciality in, I can get in guest presenters as well.
Oh.
And it will be like a on a platform, so you can work through at your own pace.
Nice.
And I'm also looking at doing monthly live calls in a private Facebook group to answer any questions about that month's session and Q&A time. And then in a separate section, there'll be a list of AI tools and business tools and links and resources, or any other bits and pieces of information that I can give as well, I'll throw in there. So what I'm at the moment, because it's starting, I'm going to look at once a month fee. And for the people that join in the first few months, it will be stay at that price. It will never increase. But as time goes on and there's more and more content, then the price will increase for new people, because it's obviously more information. And then what I'm thinking of doing is charging $7 US a month. So for people that come in near the beginning, the price will stay that forever.
Yeah. As
long as they're still current members. And the trainings will be actionable. So not just something that, oh yeah, that's nice to know. There will be actually, like, so for example, I'm thinking in the first one, it will be, we will include creating 50 social media tiles in under 10 minutes using Chat GPT into Canva, and automating that process, showing you how we can create some bulk amounts of content. And step-by-step Chat GPT, which includes prompt sheets and all sorts of information. And then when people sign up, there's some extra resources that I'm going to give them, like some planners and digital products. So yeah, so people, I'm still working on the sign up page, but there's information at oceandigital.com, techie.